resolute of heart, make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches, there's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside, every man is destined for his hour.
On feeling goods where all of your cash went, not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word to describe men. Better yet, can one consciousness unify them? Pondering on these questions is where my time spent. Creative process, believe me, greatness got to achieve it. Ideas we believe in, positive mind, gotta reach in it. Putting effort to bring forth this new being. You're not consumed by the lust for things, but knows that his work is determined by words and deeds. Your mind is affected by words and deeds. Your thoughts are keys to what you're trying to see, and what you're trying to see should be to reach your goals. Hold on to your dreams, keys open doors. Since you can't always choose circumstances, make sure to choose your thoughts wisely. Choose advancement, work towards the future. Now's your chance, kid. Accept responsibility, avoid resentment. Actions always take root from what you think about. Things ain't going your way, it ain't hard to figure out. Why? Why? Ask why. Ain't gotta tell you, it's right in front of your eyes. So in following these principles, you'll find along the road you're the only one responsible for your soul. It's no coincidence. Take control of your life, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. You take control, no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Yeah, it's no coincidence. It's no coincidence. Nah, it's no coincidence.
Old shells are highly prized. And this one is occupied by a sarcastic fringehead.
You are a traitor. Listen, it's very hard being a black white supremacist in this country, may I just say. This was absolute nonsense. And just to be clear, the entire police force was built of black and Hispanic men, save 1 out of the 11 police officers happened to be white. The rest were all black and Hispanic, and they were shouting, "Race traitor" to us. The entire Antifa gang, if you guys don't know, watching at home, consists of all white people. There are no black people in this crowd. So it was very rich to watch them yelling at us, calling us white supremacists, telling us we were race traitors because we don't necessarily believe that we have to vote Democrat.
Policies would throw us into a recession. The last thing we need.
Some of those jobs of the past are just not going to come back. He just says, "Well, I'm going to negotiate a better deal." Well, how exactly are you going to negotiate that? What magic wand do you have?
The Dow, well, it's gone up for 8 straight sessions, and it will go up, at least at the opening bell, again today.
Companies are hiring. We know layoffs are down and companies are hiring.
Unemployment for African Americans fell to a new low of 5.9%. Female job seekers, a low as well, 3.4%.
Jobless claims dropping to 3.8%. In fact, we've only seen a number that low since 1969.
Even the New York Times has to admit it. Check out this report. We ran out of words to describe how good the jobs numbers are.
All right, you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. What's up, people? What's up, everybody out there? Hope you had a great weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I spent it with my granddaughter. My 1-year-old granddaughter, she doesn't like me very much, but this weekend she came with me a couple of times, so that's an accomplishment. Now my 6-year-old granddaughter, she's crazy about me, and she's like, she wants to spend every second with me. So it's like, I gotta cherish these moments while she's like that. So what's up, people? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's new out there in the world of politics? What's new out there in the world of politics? The caravan. People are still talking about Elizabeth Warren. I don't know why, but since they are, I might talk about her a little bit today, but it's ridiculousness. She's not Native American, so she needs to get over it, and the people defending her need to get over it. Because once you have the Cherokee Nation come out against her and 0.09%, it's insane. Anyway, so I think that's going to be my last comment on her. Let's jump straight into headlines. Let's play around here. Let me cue up music so when I go to break, and here we go. Let's start with Trump approval jumps ahead of Obama's midterm approval rating. So this is something that hurts a lot of people here in this office and people out there, Obama supporters. You know, Super Obama, the best president we've ever had. We should make him a permanent president. You know, we should make him a king. You know, that guy, that Obama who said he was going to lower the sea levels. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. You know, that Obama. Anyway, so at the same, the polls at the same time, in the same time period of Obama's first 2 years. So if you look at Obama's first 2 years at the same time, he had lower poll ratings, lower approval ratings than our current president, Donald J. Trump, the Honorable President Donald J. Trump. Now, here's the interesting thing, right? Because Trump is like this evil being, you know, he's like the clouds in the sky. You wake up in the morning, the sun's out, then you realize Trump is your president, and it gets cloudy, and the sky is falling, and the Earth is about to get hit by a meteor, and that's how Democrats act every day, right? And it turns out President Trump in the the Wall Street Journal NBC poll, Trump's at 47%. Obama at the same time was 45%. That has to be like frightening. It has to bring a chill to your bones. You feel, if you're a Democrat today, I understand. Even I understand. You know, all the bad press Trump gets, because you Democrats almost, if you're watching MSNBC, CNN, ABC, CBS, you know, all of those major networks, if you're watching them and you're getting your news from them every day, all you hear is that Trump is a horrible president. Look at the way he speaks. They never tell you, look at the good economy. You know, look at what he's doing with the trade deals that he's just renegotiated. NAFTA, which everybody said he's not going to renegotiate NAFTA. He renegotiated NAFTA, a better deal for us, better deal for Americans, better deal for Americans because we get jobs, right? So you look at the unemployment rate, you look at all the stuff he's doing, and you say to yourself, oh, wait, but you never get to see that because you're a Democrat. So you get to see Rachel Maddow giving you that weird look she gives. Like, how could he have said that? Because you guys don't understand anything when it comes to Trump. You know, I was on my way in today. I was watching Joe Scarborough and Mika Brzezinski on Morning Joe, and they had this guy who went and interviewed like 100 Trump voters who voted for him in 2016 in a town in Pennsylvania that that hasn't gone Republican in like forever. Like over 60 years. This town has never hasn't gone Republican. And they interviewed them, and the people, he said, from most of the people he spoke to, like 11 out of 12 would say they're gonna vote for Trump again. You know, and it's because they told him they like his style. They like how he talks. They feel like he's always defending them. Now, these are people who voted for Obama twice, but then voted for Trump and are willing to vote for him again. And it's because they feel, it's like you feel a certain way and then Trump says it. Right? And everybody goes, oh my God, how can a president speak like that? Well, the reason is because he's the most transparent president. If it comes to his head, it comes out his mouth. He doesn't filter himself or anything. You know exactly what direction Trump is going because he tells you, I'm going in that direction. Where you had Obama, a masterful liar. Right? But he said it with such elegance, such style, you know, and brushing his shoulder off. Like, oh my God, Obama's like a genius. But really, he wasn't. He didn't accomplish much. And he went out in front of the media, who were his fans. The media are actually his cheerleaders, So anything he said, they never challenged. It just, he lied. And it never got challenged. But now Trump, anybody who's been watching Trump for the last 40 years knows that he exaggerates a little. He's bombastic. It's who he is. It's his personality. And people wanted him to change that. No. That's what got him to being a billionaire. That's what got him to fame. And that's what got him to the presidency. So why change that? People love that. Let me read a little bit of the article. President Trump's approval rating before the November elections has jumped to a higher level than former President Obama's ahead of the 2010 midterms, according to the new NBC Wall Street Journal poll. The poll found Trump's approval rating at its highest level for that poll yet. And now keep in mind, this is an NBC poll. You know they oversample. You know they oversample Democrats. They've historically oversampled Democrats. And they were wrong in 2016. That's what you have to be worried about, right? They were wrong. So you know they're oversampling against Trump. And he got a good rating here. That tells me, when I see an NBC poll that has 47%, it tells me Trump's at least at 52%. Right? But the poll found Trump's approval rating at its highest level for that poll yet at 47%. Obama's approval rating was 45% around the same time in 2010. Obama's approval rating was reaching a record low in October 2010, just before the party lost significant number of seats in the House and Senate. Right? Trump is a historically unpopular president among the general U.S. population, but consistently retains extremely high levels of Republican support. Recent polls have him at around 90% approval rating among Republicans. And people don't understand. Why are Republicans still sticking with him, right? And here's the thing. They love the fact that he went and he's basically throwing a monkey wrench into the Washington machine, right? Which is something that a lot of Democrats wanted. A lot of Democrats expected from Obama to not allow Washington to force him to do things. And Obama became part of Washington, became part of that swamp, right? Trump goes in there. They tell him, oh, if you want to get this done, you have to act a certain way. So he does the opposite, and he actually gets things done, right? He's actually, I've read article after article where he's going to go down as the president who kept the most promises, because he is. And then I hear from my liberal friends, oh yeah, but he doesn't have his wall. But the people know, his voters know, that the only reason he doesn't have the wall is because of the Democrats and the Never Trumpers on the Senate. They know that. It isn't him that's not actually fulfilling that promise. He's trying. He's fighting. He's fighting tooth and nail to get that. And they love that about him. Right? And it's time for America to broaden its look on Trump. He's fulfilling. When he said make America great again, everybody hears, is he saying make America white again? That's the dumbest thing. He's not saying that. He's saying make America great again. And what is he doing? More manufacturing jobs. Oh, remember, in the clip that I played coming into my show, Obama says, how's he going to bring those jobs back? Does he have a magic wand or something? No. He just has a brain or something. He knows business. He knows how to use leverage to get what he needs. So Trump brings back, he's like close to 500,000 manufacturing jobs since he's become president. He's at over 4 million jobs since he's become president. Food stamps has, and you look at it, food stamps has been lowered. People getting food stamps has lowered by about 4 million. The same amount of jobs that people have gotten, the same amount of people have gotten off the food stamp rolls. It's all relative. You have to actually see how things relate to one another. Right? So, but Trump is doing a spectacular job for everybody. He's lifting all ships. But the Democrats don't want you to see that. Actually, I've heard Joe Ugly change his tune now. The morning show here, who hates Trump. I've heard him say, yeah, the economy's good, but I'm not a one-issue guy. If I was a one-issue guy, I would say, let's vote for the economy. Right? Before they were saying the economy wasn't good. They were in denial, denial, denial. And then it became, we can't deny it, it's Obama's economy. And then as they see that he's changed all of Obama's regulations, he's cut more regulations than any president before him. And most of those were Obama regulations that were hurting the economy. That's why, and I've said this over and over again, under Obama we had a flatline, stagnant economy. Under Trump, it's spiking. All right, so that's a good deal, right? Trump's approval rating is at 47%, higher than Obama's at this time. That's a plus, right? We should all be like celebrating, cheering that Trump is doing so well. Go Trump. Anyway, so let's move on to the next. You know what? I'm going to play some music. If it would play. Okay, no music's playing. Let's move on to the next. Article here. Okay, Ben Stein. I don't know if you guys remember Ben Stein. He used to have a show, Ben Stein's Money, right? He's some rich dude. But he wrote an op-ed in the Washington Times, right? And he's basically, and I'm reading this because he's basically saying what I've been saying for like months now, right? Let me read it. Actor and conservative commentator Ben Stein said Saturday that the protesters who berated Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell at a Louisville restaurant the night before are becoming like the brown shirts in the early days of the Nazi Party. Now, I've been saying that. I've been saying that all along, that this Antifa group, that they like to say they're not fascists, they're anti-fascists, they're actually using fascist techniques, actually Hitler's techniques, the Nazi Party's techniques. They had this group called the Brown Shirts who would go and basically scare the living crap out of people into seeing things their way. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bully everybody into doing what the Democrats want you to do. And it's interesting. Now, exactly like the Brown Shirts, they will beat you down if you don't follow their, go in their direction, right? But here's the interesting thing. Now we find the new leader of this brown shirt clan, this brown shirt party, whatever you want to call them, Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton, who said that we don't have to be civil anymore, that the Democrats shouldn't be civil until they get their way. She said we should be uncivil until we win. And then after we win, we could be civil again. That's coming from the very top of your Democrat leadership. These people are a scary bunch. And they're being backed up and supported by your Democrat leadership. All right, let me play some music here. I got to switch to another computer to play this. But you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the mainstream media with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio. But you're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the mainstream media with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
I still got plans that I never spoke, a lot of rhymes that I never wrote, a lot of dreams that I never lived. But if I think about it, then I mean I really did, just not yet. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. I'm about to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. It's all love. If you here, you done been through it. It's your business if you into it. If it ain't mine, I ain't into it. So I don't care what you meddling. You can say what you peddling, cause niggas ain't easily influenced. I'm about to take another long drive, cause it helped me get a clear mind. So while you staring at your watch, I'll be looking at the sun. Yeah, I'm moving on real. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. I always knew that I'd be here now, standing on his own too. Every move I make is real humble. That's exactly what a man do. You playing games and you only get one turn, so I'm moving on a low too. In the game, roll a whole gram up. In the backwood, no, you got roll too. I used to wish that I was there now, jumping off another plane, stepping foot on another planet. Resurrected, but they call me by the same name. So if you know me like you're childish, or you can put it in a blunt too. All praise to the Most High, cause that's exactly what I am too. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke. I used to wish that I was here now, smooth sailing on my own boat. About to jump up on another plane, right before I take another toke.
When I was 16, I was really in the streets. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. Count that money, count that money, count that money all night. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. Count that money, count that money, count that money all night. When I was 16, I was really in the spot. Trap phone, ring it, every pocket got a knot. Water whipping Yoda got me whipping up the lot. Holla auntie, keep the extra, she gon' scrape it out the pot. Couple hitters with me, but you know I got my own strap. Switching up my numbers, cause the feds be tryna phone tap. Ziggins ain't 100, so you gotta watch your own back. And my name tatted on the piece, so I own that. Shorty want some Quavo. I don't do the whole say. I do what I want, nigga, and you do what these hoes say. I feel like a porn star. Sexy tryna role play. How you wanna feel, nigga, and you ain't busting no plays. You ain't making plays, my nigga, but goddamn. I've been waiting on this moment since they let me out the can. Watch them just get excited when the nigga hit the stage. I'm the only young boy acting older than my age. Cause when I was 16, I was really in the streets. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. Ducking cops and making sales. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. 16, I was really in the streets. Count that money, count that money, count that money all night. When I was 16, I was breaking down the ball. Real 3 times, now it's time to hit the mall. Fuck, told me pull up, I'm just waiting on the call. Got a telly full of dishes and I'm trying to fuck them all. Shorty started twerking off the Henny and Patron shots. Niggas chicken talking real estate. I can move my own blocks. Dimes look like 20s, watch the fiends get the rushing. We gon' knock them out of shoes with my shooter, get the drumming. Shorty threw the number, I ain't even get the name. But a shorty bitch perfect, I can beat it out the frame. They call me bragging rights and I'm the realest in the game. Started busting traps and nigga, nothing was the same. You ain't busting traps, my nigga, but goddamn. I've been waiting on this moment since they let me out the can. Watch them bitches get excited when they get hit the stage. I'm the only young boy acting older than my age. Cause when I was 16, I was really in the streets. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. Ducking cops and making sales. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. Count that money, count that money, count that money all night. When I was 16, I was really in the streets. Count that money, count that money, count that money all night.
Boulevard Boys.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not gonna take this anymore.
You're listening now. Breaking news, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, aka The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM. Let's go straight to another headline here, because this is an interesting headline. And this is something that the Democrats should worry about, right? Because they're working so hard, and this migrant caravan that's coming, right, is being funded by different left-leaning groups, George Soros, and all of these groups who actually think that they could motivate more Hispanics to go out there and vote if that migrant caravan is seen as the Republicans demeaning that group of people who want to come to America for a better life, right? So, this is in The Hill. Fewer Hispanics say they're motivated to vote, says Morning Consult editor. Morning Consult, I don't know who they are. Hispanic voters are feeling less motivated this election cycle compared to other demographics. Morning Consult executive features editor Anna Yokonoff said Friday it's among the lowest out of all the demographic groups. Yokonoff told Hill TV Crystal Ball what America's thinking. What's America thinking? When asked what voter enthusiasm looked like among Hispanics, it is definitely higher if you look compared to past elections. But if you look at whites or general public, fewer of them, Hispanics, say that they are motivated to vote, she continued. An analysis by Politico earlier this week of polling data conducted by the New York Times and Siena College revealed that Latinos said they were less likely to vote, lagging behind white and black voters. So, this has to be something that worries the Democrats, right? Because I'm talking to more and more people more and more minority people who are changing their mind on Trump. right? And they would never tell the people around them that this is what they're doing, that they've actually seen that he's creating jobs, that actually the median income has gone up 3% since Trump has been president. So he's actually lifted up the wages too. And this is something that's slowly happening, right? Because he did this tax cut. He brought that money back also from overseas. And we're starting to see it filter down into the populations of people working, right? So you're going to start seeing more and more people, start making more income. Actually, now we have more options. We continue to have more jobs available than people looking for work. So that actually gives people who are stuck in jobs they don't like the opportunity to go look at getting another job, because there are so many job openings, right? So I'm actually hearing this is something that should worry the Democrats. Hispanics aren't motivated to vote, and this is something that the Republicans should be paying attention to, because the article says that most of these Hispanics that they spoke to lean Democrat, right? They lean Democrat. And let me read this part. Just showing up and the party's contacting people. There's been some recent data that Latino Decisions has collected, which shows even though there's this very strong preference for Democrats for Congress and so on this year, huge numbers of Hispanics had never heard from anybody. They haven't heard from any party. So this article is actually saying these Hispanics aren't motivated to go vote. They're not hearing from the parties, from either party, even though they lean left. The left actually assumes that they're going to go and vote, that these Hispanics are going to get. Look at the board of the caravan. First off, let me tell you, legal Hispanics want security at the borders. They want those borders locked up. They want those borders sealed, right? They don't want people coming in illegally. People think, and let me tell you something, the Hispanics, they don't vote for one, they don't just vote for one party. And especially the Hispanic culture, you have so many different cultures within the Latino culture. So you have Dominicans, Peruvians, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, and they're all mixed in, and you call them Latinos or Hispanics, but they don't all vote in one block. Like for instance, the blacks have been voting 90% for the Democrats, regardless of what the Democrats do for them. Latinos aren't like that. But these Latinos are saying, you have to come out here and talk to us, or we're not voting. And that's a lesson for the Republicans. Don't assume that these people are going to vote Democrat. Go out there and speak to these Latinos, Hispanics. Go get people who can speak Spanish. Reach out, and actually speak to these people, because their vote is there to get plucked. The Democrats have not sealed that vote. So anyway, it's interesting. So if the Latinos don't go vote at the rate that the Democrats think, they're going to have a problem. They're going to have a problem. So, but it's interesting, and the Republican Party should be aware and listening. Go and speak to these Latinos. Most of the Hispanics, they don't know it. They don't know it, but they're inherently Republican because they believe in God, right? They believe in family. Most of these Hispanics don't believe in having abortions, right? So this group of people is there for the plucking for the Republicans. They actually agree with most of the Republican policies. They just don't know it. You have to actually go out there and tell them. All right. But it's an interesting thing. And the Democrats have to be very afraid. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Because it just may be 2016 again. You know, it just may be 2016. Before I go on a break, I want to hit this article real quick. Bernie Sanders cast doubt on a blue wave. And this is what I'm saying. It just may be 2016 again. Right now we're looking, and I was listening to, Joe, like I said, Joe Scarborough this morning and Mika Brzezinski. It pains me to watch that show. It pains me. But I have to actually watch the show to see what the lunatics on the left are thinking. And these are the lunatics on the left. I'm not saying all Democrats are like this. But Joe and Mika have like gone insane. But anyway, Bernie Sanders, and they were terrified this morning that they see the momentum on the Republican side. Right? So, Senator Bernie Sanders thinks that there is reason to doubt the predicted blue wave in next month's midterm elections, saying control of Congress will be decided by a few tight races. And it's true. You keep seeing the generic ballot that the Democrats are now up by 9 points in the generic ballot. But when you do it race by race and state by state and county by county, when you do it like that, it's actually tied. The Democrats are 47, the Republicans are 46 within the margin of error. So these races are toss-up races in a lot of these states. So it's not for sure that the Democrats are going to get the Congress. They're not going to get the Senate. Actually, in the Senate, they're going to lose seats. But they're looking at history. And they're hoping that history is going to repeat itself here, because if you go back in the last 40 years or so, you'll see that every president has lost the House, at least one of the houses, in the election after the election that they got elected. So 2 years after, they usually lose one of the houses, or both. In the last, I think, 16 years, it's been both houses. So this is the interesting thing. And I think what the Democrats are doing is they're setting themselves up for failure, which I was talking about this Friday. I read an article where they said, hey, the Democrats might not win this. And I think Democrats should start preparing themselves. Right? I don't know. I guess if the Democrats lose big, they could go on the green here in downtown New Haven and have that primal scream that they had. That was just hilarious. It was just like, it was so much fun to watch. You know, I actually played it over and over to watch these crazy people have primal screams. But even Bernie Sanders is saying, you know, let's calm down. Let's prepare people. Because they know they've riled their people up so much. And they've been telling them about Russia being involved in the 2016 election. These people are going to feel like something got stolen or something, like their vote was stolen. And I'm here to tell the Democrats, if you lose this midterm election coming up in the next 2 weeks, it's okay. This too shall pass. You know, it's like when I remember not too long ago, there was this president who did a horrible job, and I was just like kind of in mourning and thinking, is he going to fundamentally change America as we know it? Because he promised to do that. And then I realized that America is more resilient than just one president, than just one election. So relax, Democrats, relax. I actually think you guys are going to make it. Eventually, the pendulum always swings. It'll swing back your way. You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, on WNHH LP 103.5 FM, your home for community radio.
Will you forgive me for the things that I do? Will you forgive me for the things that I've done? Coming from where I'm from, not too many make it out. I'm just trying to be the one. I'm just trying to be that one. I like the dark, I ain't chasing the sun. I know I'm gonna shine when the time come. I'ma be the best that ever did it. Just gotta stay committed. I lose my mind trying to find it, get my head together. I'm stressing, sent my brother a message. He promised to never stop fighting as long as I'm writing. That's what I needed. Through my eyes, he'll always be undefeated. He said I got it, and boy, do I believe it. I knew it since a youngin', you know that feeling. Like you don't really belong in the pain, but come your healing, I'm strong. But what if I ain't have to be? Guess I wouldn't be the woman I am. Being broken is half of me. They gon' say they feel me, but do they really though? When it get really, really show, who gon' really be down for you? Say you got a circle, but they ain't really around for you. Won't feed you, but that's your man's hold a pound for you when it's beef. Man, I'm just trying to eat. Everybody catching bodies, I'm just bodying beats. Telling my story because can't nobody tell it better. Leave it to me and I'ma leave them with something that lasts forever. Breathe again, yet again. I need all the flaws, scars, and all the walls we hold to get off of me. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. Who to call when all the lights and shows is all we know and it's haunting me. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again, yet again. I need a moment I can breathe again. Will you accept me with all of my flaws?
You're listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the mainstream media in half with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave. Let me tell you, I'm reading some scary stuff for Democrats today. Right? This is from the New York Post. Michael Goodwin. Count on Hillary Clinton. Count on Hillary Clinton running again in 2020. This is beyond odd, but here goes. Here it goes. I rise to defend Hillary Clinton. She is under attack, and this time the long knives are wielded by members of her own clan. Suddenly, after 2 years of indulging Clinton's blame games and pity parties, lefty pundits say she's talking too much. She's stuck in the past. She had her chance and she blew it. Vanity Fair declaring that she still hasn't learned the lessons of #MeToo, is furious that Clinton said her husband's Oval Office, thing with Monica Lewinsky was not an abuse of power because the 22-year-old intern was an adult. Politico flatly declared Clinton a problem who won't go away and fretted that Democrats don't know what to do about her. A New York Times columnist noting that Clinton is a font of gaffes and a focus for the Republicans accused her of moral arrogance and wrote that someone needs to perform an intervention. Yeah. There is a party attacking a woman. There is a party attacking a very qualified woman. Very qualified. More qualified than any candidate was qualified the last election, right? She had the most experience, the most qualifications. And there is a party right now attacking this beyond qualified woman. The Democrat Party. The Democrat Party is going after her. The media, the mainstream left media is going after Hillary Clinton. The passions are real and the imagery colorful. Imagine an intervention where a pink an intervention where a pink pussy hat posse forces Clinton into a van and drives her to a remote cabin in the woods to keep her from talking. Look, she's your candidate. She was your candidate in 2016. So technically kind of the head of your party, right? And she's still funding a lot of stuff. She's still behind a lot of the things that are happening. I know of groups who get money from the Clintons Foundation, from the Clintons still. She's funding. She's out there. She's going to go on a national tour to make money for the Democrats. I think it's time we embrace, as a registered Democrat. I'm a registered Democrat. I haven't changed my affiliation just because, you know, here in Connecticut, the only way you have an impact is if you're voting Democrat. Well, it used to be, but now I told you the pendulum is swinging back, and maybe the Republicans are going to take a lot of these races. All right, so it's interesting. So this guy saying, you know, stop attacking Hillary Clinton. She really is considering, when one of her aides or one of her consultants was out there last week talking about why isn't she being mentioned in the list of people running in 2020. They're considering Hillary Clinton running. And I say, let that very qualify. Let me tell you, if Hillary Clinton runs against Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, and her powwow chow, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders. I mean, we all know she was more qualified than Bernie, right? Because she beat Bernie. We know she's more qualified than Elizabeth Warren, because Elizabeth Warren isn't even what she says she is. We know she's more qualified than Joe Biden, the plagiarizer, right? So Uncle Joe, creepy on the Uncle Joe, who's always feeling up on women. Just go look at the videos on YouTube. So I still think Hillary Clinton is your best candidate. I think you guys are stuck with Hillary Clinton. All right, so let's see. We got to Hillary Clinton 2020. Oh, here goes a good article. My time's running out, but I'm going to stick with this even though I got a bunch of stuff here. It's time to face the facts. Obama's presidency was a failure. The closing arguments for the Obama years are arriving, and they aren't helping the outgoing president. A case in point is a new book published this week, one that acknowledges Obama's supporters have experienced his presidency as a continuous disappointment. Those supporters and others, now this is what I was saying. I've been talking to people minorities who are switching to Trump. And the reason is that they actually see Trump succeeding where Obama couldn't, where Obama wouldn't fight for anything. Trump is willing to fight. Trump is willing to get down and dirty on the floor in a brawl. Okay? But let's keep reading. Supporters have experienced his presidency as a continuous disappointment. Those supporters and others must have noticed that for most of Obama's term, wage gains were largely confined to the rich, or that the administration's planning of Libya clearly failed. That's another thing. And I'm not going to get to it right now, but we have this guy who was killed in the Syrian embassy over there, the consulate over there, right? And they want, these are the Democrats and a lot of Republicans, a lot of these crazy Republicans want us to do something crazy. What? Go to war with Saudi Arabia? What is it that they want Trump to do? Right? This was a Saudi citizen who walked onto Saudi land, an embassy. Once he steps foot into a Saudi land, it's like us wanting somebody who's overseas, but we can't touch him but he suddenly walks into our embassy, we could snatch him up. He would be on American soil. So that's exactly what happened with this guy. Of course, over there, they're monsters, right? They kill each other. They throw gays and lesbians off of roofs. You know, they do crazy stuff, right? They treat women like they're pets. So it's different over there, right? So this guy walks into a Saudi embassy, which is Saudi land. And he knew that they were not happy with him, that they wanted him. And he walks into the Saudi embassy because he wanted to get married. This guy worked in Washington, D.C. Why in the world would he go to an embassy in Washington, D.C.? He could have went to a Turkish embassy, a Saudi embassy in Washington, D.C., where he knew he would be much more safe than walking to an embassy in Turkey. Right? So, all of this is confusing, right? Because a lot of this stuff, why is he there? Why would he take the chance of going into a Saudi embassy when he could have done it over here? Right? But then you have to think to yourself, my time's running out. Then you have to think to yourself, why are all of these people warmongering? They want Trump to do something crazy when Benghazi, that was our embassy that was attacked. And nobody cared about the people in Benghazi. We had an ambassador die over there. And we tried to pawn it off as some video that we were upset over. So, we weren't supposed to be upset about Benghazi. It was because somebody made a video. Somebody using their rights to make a video. Their freedom of expression. And then Obama actually snatched him up. The guy who made the video, right? And we haven't even heard from him since. But, so we weren't supposed to care about our embassy being attacked and our ambassador being killed. But they want us to care more about a Saudi citizen walking onto Saudi land, Saudi soil, and the Saudis doing something. Look, I feel bad that happened to the guy, but don't make us now do something we're going to regret. We got to remember, Saudis they control the oil on the market. If they decide to stop the spigot, just close it down for a while, our gas goes from $3 to $10 a gallon. And now who's going to get blamed for that? And actually, I have a Democrat who has told me that's been the plan all along, to try to get Trump to force the Saudis into doing something ridiculous where our economy will suffer for it. Okay? Anyway, I got to get out of here. But Obama had a horrible presidency. This article is in the New York Post. You could go read it. It's time to face facts. Obama's presidency was a failure. I got to get out of here. You've been listening to Breaking News, absolutely breaking the news with Harry, a.k.a. The Brave, breaking the mainstream media in half. See ya, see ya, see ya.
Of heart, make firm thy mind. The tongue of a man is the rudder of the boat, but the Lord of all is its pilot. Cast not thy heart after riches. There's no ignoring fate and destiny. Place not thy thoughts on things outside. Every man is destined for his hour.
I'm feeling good is where all of your cash went. Not chakra alignment or inward refinement. Trying to find one word to describe men. Better yet, can one consciousness unify them? Pondering on these questions is where my time spent. Creative process, believe me, greatness got to achieve it. Ideas we believe in, positive mind, gotta reach it. Putting effort to bring forth this new being. You're not consumed by the lust for things, but knows that his work is determined by words and deeds. Your mind is affected by words and deeds. Your thoughts are keys to what you're trying to see, and what you're trying to see should be to reach your goals. Hold on to your dreams, keys so